Well, if you're freaking out right now, you have been watching the videos. Welcome to the Jim of All Trades channel. Glad you are here. My name's Jim. I'm a crypto trader and a forex trader. Kind of excited this morning. Market's moving. It's exciting. It's nice to be right as well. Whenever there's a move up, there's always a fight between the bulls and the bears, and we're still bearish right now, but good news is we're finding a bottom here soon, I believe, and we want to at least temporary bottom and tradable bottom. So we want to try to prepare for that and see what's going on. So let's jump into the market and see what's going on. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, the big three, in my opinion, and see what's going on. Want to give you some trade ideas. I'm not going to give trade advice because I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not intended to be financial advice. Just want to share with you how I trade this market from an Elliott wave perspective, and that's what I'm here to offer you. I'm here to offer you daily wave calls that as we see the waves forming, I can make high probability predictions as to where we might be headed, and targets that we can be watching for, so that we can enter trades on a sniper type level if we can. But again, I'm sharing what I'm doing. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. Okay, so I'm just sharing the information that I have. If you're not subscribed, you are missing out. I'm telling you, the 700 people that have subscribed, they love the channel. They appreciate. The information that they get, and they share the love in the comments on a regular basis. And I just want to tell you guys, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it very, very much. It's encouraging, and last couple of days, not many comments. So let's load the comments up today. Let's load the likes up today, and let's make sure you're subscribed. That'll help my channel. That's a simple way to repay me. If you want to say thank you, I'm not looking for repayment necessarily, but if you want to say thank you for the information, man, that would, while you're watching this, just hit like right now. Throw a nice comment, a sentence or two. And I gotta mute my Telegram group here, guys. Sorry about that. Let me mute the conversation for a second. This is our what do you call it? Our Telegram group for my paid Patreons, um, and not, well, it's here on Telegram here. And so if we're giving information and tips to people who share on my Patreon group, and I'm looking how to disable the notifications, and I cannot do it. There we go. All right, there we go. That should be enough time to get a video in. So if you're not part of that group, you're welcome to be. Just have to join my Patreon, in which is there's a link in the description. Okay. All right. With that being said, let's jump into the charts. We're going to start with Bitcoin first, then we'll look at Litecoin and Ethereum in that order. All right. Well, I said we had a WXY forming here. It looks like that was correct. I said 2 videos ago, watch for the 10,900 level. I rounded it down from 10,959, and man, did we not come and tag it? It was amazing. Came and tagged it to the tick, and just bounced down, and it was gone. Let me show you why I came up with that target. And so I threw the fibs here, and you see how we got the 10,900 mark right there at the 1276. I said, okay, there's the 1276 of this first wave. Okay, but then when I put the fibs on, once I realized that this was also a WXY here forming, I put the fibs on this move right here, and watch what happens. You have a complete alignment right here with another set of fibs at the 1276. When you begin to have confluent alignments with your fibs, you start to think that's a real target. Okay, then you look over here to see if there's any structure around that area, and there certainly was, right in this area, right around 11,000, and over here. So there's structure over here, there's fibs there, and I said that's at least a very important level to be watching. And if you were watching for that, you would have seen the reaction that came way down, and you got to retrace, and that would have been your idea to exit. You say, well, Jim, how would you have known to exit there? Well, you put the fibs on this move right here. When you see that this move doesn't pass the 1276 and we bounce off of it, then you know it's corrective and it's going to head down. Your last line of defense, you would have known how to get out of the trade if you had this trend line drawn here. And once you got a break of that trend line, that's your exit point. Okay, so I shared that in my live stream the other day. I shared just a simple trend line technique for trading, for looking for entries and looking for excuse me entries and sorry about that. I've just had this weird feeling like my microphone wasn't on. Looking for entries and exits, and so I shared that on a live stream right at the beginning of the live stream 3 nights ago, or this past Sunday night. Why don't you go watch that video if you haven't seen it and check it out? I show a basic trend line uh, um, strategy. It's good for beginning traders, and it really gives great signals. You don't nail the tops and the bottoms, but you make good trades with it, and that's ultimately what we want to do to maximize our accounts. Now, so the question is, what are we doing and where are we going? Okay, what are we doing? Where are we going? Well, I don't know for certain. Okay, nobody ever does. Well, let me tell you what the Elliott waves are telling me. Okay, couple of things. Let's just look at structure right now and the way this wave is forming. It's a very straight down kind of move. And if you look at back and all the other straight down kind of moves, you see that you can see about how long they go. Then you get a bounce and then they go more. Okay, so we had a straight down kind of move here and a good bounce. Now we're getting the next straight down kind of move. So we should be. You can see this. Okay, we got these straight down moves, and then you get a bounce, and then okay, so straight down move, bounce, another leg. Okay, so that's what we're kind of looking at now. We want to be watching the bottom of this range right here. So the bottom of this range is anywhere from 97 100 to 95. We want to be watching 95 to 97 first. We want to see if we break this low right here. We want to be watching this low, so make sure you got that on your radar. And that low right there is about $9,500. If we break $9,500, there's obviously good chance for a lower target. I want you to also watch this trend line right here. This is from the very beginning. Okay, this is off of this point and this point. This blue trend line, I want you to watch that. It's a nice juicy target. Okay, so right here as this comes down, okay, we want to be watching, and that this trend line kind of is confluent with the bottom of this range, and so I want you to be watching that. Let's look for about 95. Anyway, it could be if it continues straight down. I don't think it will. We'll probably get a little bit of a bounce. $9,400. Be watching $9,400 as a place for a decent bounce. All right, that would actually give us a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well in this particular wave if we looked at it that way. One, yeah, this is lining up perfectly for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potentially. So you say, what do you mean, Jim? Well, it looks like it's an impulse wave down to the downside. Either that, again, we got this triangle here, so either that's not a triangle and it's something else, but if this is measuring like an impulse wave right now, so this is a potential 1, 2, we got 3, this is 4 going down here to make 5. It makes a lot of sense, and so we need to look at this wave and see where we think this wave is going to end on the fifth wave. My bet, my money is going to be right down here about $93 to $9,400. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm digging into. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, now what else could that be before we analyze what I think it is? It could be, again, this could be ABC, and then we had an ABC to the upside. Now we're going to make ABC to the downside. So there's so many possibilities here. I really, it's hard to know, guys. It really is. But let me just tell you some valid wave shapes we can expect. Let's see. Don't forget, we've got this trend line right here, this channel that we're in, and that's gonna maybe if we stay in that, it might be helpful. Now, a couple things this could be. If this is an ABC, we could be doing ABC there, and then we're going to come down for a bigger ABC there. For that would be a large ABC. Actually, it would be a large WXY. And that would make us basically with this big WXY, and this Y wave would be another WXY. So that could be what we're making. So I want you to be aware of that. Okay. So we're going to be watching for reversal type signs, and be careful if you're shorting. You should be looking to take profit and don't get greedy. I would not be, in my opinion, trading the opposite side. I wouldn't be trading right now. We're in a downtrend. And oh, my mouse is giving me a problem here. Sorry, guys. There it goes. I got it back. I hope the battery's not dying on me in the video. So yeah, we're in a downtrend right now. We have not had confirmation to the upside yet. So let's wait and make sure we've got confirmation to the upside. This move right here was definitely corrective. It came to corrective fibs. You should not be thinking anything else. That is not an impulse wave. That's not a motive wave. Not a diagonal. This is coming down. Okay, most likely going to come down and hit this trend line. We got this trend line here to look at about $9,600. So we got a trend line right here, and we got this. We got all kinds of stuff right here to get a good bounce off of. So I'm not sure what's going to happen there. If we break this low, right here and coming down here, this is not going to be an ABC like that and then coming down. It won't be that. So that's good that we can invalidate that idea pretty quickly. So what else could it be? This could be, again, it could be simply a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we should expect an ABC to the upside. Okay, and then we should finally expect, you know, sorry, I try to click it and it doesn't click. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside, and that would be our final. It's not going to come that low probably, but you get the idea. That would be our final A, B, C, most likely. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm digging into. Let me just get a better trend line here. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, so yeah, lots of lines on the screen. I know, but that's what Elliott Wave does. We got to see the lines, see the waves, see the patterns. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. What else could we have? Want to keep in mind that this trend line here could be part of a triangle. I don't know if you can see it right here. I don't think it's a triangle. It doesn't have the hallmarks of a triangle, which we need. I mean, we got three waves. So this isn't three waves though. Actually, well, that's not three waves, but this is three waves. So this might be 1, 2, 3. So yeah, well, let's watch out for that as well. We could be dealing with a triangle. So watch out for this. ABC, ABC. We got ABC here. Now we need three waves to the upside. So that's a potential as well. So, but if we break this low right here, that potential is out. So we're watching this low. This is a critical level to watch today. So watch this low. If we get a bounce, here, we could be going up. So I guess what we need to do finally, as we analyze Bitcoin, is we need to look at this wave and see what we can see. Let's see what's going on. Okay. All right. Let's go to the 15-minute chart and see this particular wave right here. We got to figure out what's going on there. Putting the fibs on this, you can see we've come way past the 1618. Okay, that if this were an ABC to the downside, this right here, I would expect that ABC to end at an extension, with that ABC to have a shape where it was like, I would expect that ABC to have a shape if it was going to finish down here at this trend line, at this trend line I drew for a triangle. This is dark blue line right here is our triangle line. Okay, I would expect that we should have the kind of wave shape that's three wave-ish, and the extension of that wave finishes us off at the 1276. Okay, so I would see how we got the 1276 there. Excuse me. I'm very sorry to cough in your ear. I apologize. So I'm not really thinking that's a viable option right now. Right now, this This is 1, 2, and we've come down way past the 1618. I'm expecting Bitcoin here to come down to the 2618 around 96, around 90. Excuse me, not 96, $9,800. Um, so that's what I'm expecting to finish off what wave. This would be the third wave. Okay, so what we're looking at here is here. Hold on, guys, 1 second. Okay, I got to turn my air conditioner off. Sorry about that. I've got an air conditioner in my sunroom right now, and that's where my computer is. And anyway, it's kind of loud and it's like right by me. So anyway, sorry about that. So we would expect this to be basically what we're looking at is a 1, a 2, and this is just the 3 wave. It's going to probably come here and find its ending here at the 2618. We'd expect a 3 wave bounce right here to structure in this area, and then a 4 wave down. That 4 wave is taking us down to this trend line, that this other trend line down here, and that would, or the 5 wave, excuse me, and that would make a lot of sense. Okay, and that's going to look at like we're going to finish there around $9,400, which I was talking about at the beginning of the video. So that this wave is setting up to kind of finish right there. So the question is, is this the 5th wave, and this is a completed 5 wave structure? Please, mouse. There it is. All right. So is this a completed? Pray for my mouse here, because we want to make sure it lasts the whole video. I have a battery here if I need to change it. All right. So anyway, yeah. So that's what we're looking at. Want to make sure that um, want to make sure we're watching this. So if we pass this trend line and come on down to these regions, I mean, it's still possible we got a triangle, and that, but I don't think so, because this is more of a 5 wave structure rather than um, an ABC structure, 3 wave structure. So I would be expecting a 3 wave move to the upside potentially once we come to this trend line. So let's zoom back out, see what we're looking at again, just to understand. Let me delete this guy. All right, so what are we looking at? We got this long trend line here. Okay, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, potential 5 coming down to this $9,400 region potentially. Um, that would keep us. Huh. Yeah, I just don't think so, guys. I don't think the triangle's valid. I don't think it's going to be there. That's my gut. I could be wrong. It's not invalidated yet. I want you to know that. But I would be, once we hit this trend line, looking for 3 waves to the upside. That's a good tradable move. It'll be a large, it'll be a substantial move to the upside, most likely. So let's watch that and see. I can't be certain of that, and I'm not giving you financial advice, obviously, but that's what I'm going to be watching for as a trader. Now, what is the play there? What is the trade there on Bitcoin if we get that? Well, the trade is something like this. Um, we get 5 waves to the downside, and it completes. 5 waves to the downside, and it's finished. Once it finishes, you want to see on the smaller time frames, 15-minute chart, 5-minute chart, something like that. You want to see 5 waves, and you want to see them clearly. You want that wave to measure impulsively, okay? And you need to learn how to do that. If you don't know how to measure that impulsively, you need to learn it. And I teach it in my videos, and I teach it I take care of my people who are Patreons, and I give one-on-one advice and help as far as how to manipulate the charts and looking at charts and whatever. So I want to invite you there again. But that being said, it needs to measure impulsively. That's a criteria. It needs to be 5 clear waves. That's a criteria. And then what you want to look for is 3 clear waves that measure correctively. So 5 waves that measure impulsively, 3 waves that measure correctively. Once you get that, you're off to the races, okay? And that's your trade. That is what you're looking for. We're looking for a 1, a 2, and then we want to trade that 3rd wave, okay? Now you got to keep in mind it could be a 3 wave that comes way up here and up, or it could be just a C wave that stops right here. So we want to be aware of that. So we're gonna trade that accordingly to what we're seeing right here. Once you get the 1-2, we're going to put the fibs on it, and we're going to throw the extension on that guy, and we're going to watch our targets. It's just be a small trade, but still, it's worth trading if you want to trade the smaller moves. Otherwise, you can wait for more downside. All right, so there's Bitcoin. That's the analysis today. I hope that helps you. It gives you something to look for. I'm not going to recap. I always recap and repeat, and makes a long video. So if you need to rehash those targets, just it's down here. These trend lines, 94, 95, between 93 and $9,500 is going to be our bottom here for Bitcoin for this wave. Then we're going to look for some more waves to the upside potentially. The only other thing I'm seeing here, guys, is that once this 5 waves is complete, we can have 3 waves to the upside, and then we're coming way down here. This could indeed be a large, basically an ABC or a WX and a Y down here like that, coming down to our trend line. So be aware of that possibility as well. But after we get 5 waves here, we should be looking for 3 waves to the upside and then continuing our short. That's a better play, more potential in my view. So there's Bitcoin today. Be watching for that. Regardless, we should be at 5 waves is going to complete here. Going to get a little bit of a bounce, and then we should probably be coming down unless we go up. And if we come back to this trend line and bounce, this could still be a triangle. All right, well, let's dig into Litecoin and see what we've got going on. All right, Litecoin, I'm looking here. You can see my juicy target right here at $65. I'm watching $65 as a potential bottom. We might get a short-term bounce very soon, but most likely we're going to come down here to $65 to $66. In that ballpark, we got a trend line to come hit. We hit that, we should be looking for a bounce there. This is really hard to measure. It's just a bunch of it's just a bunch of difficult waves to measure here. But 65 could potentially put us at the bottom of a 5-wave structure if that's 5 waves. Remember, we've been digging into the potential that this is one. Well, come on. 1, 2. Sorry. 1, 2. Here's the 3 wave. This was 4, and we're finishing the 5th wave. That's a potential. I want you to be aware of it. What else could it be? What else could it be? This could be A. This is B. So this could be a big, and this correlates with the down move I just shared in Bitcoin as well. But this could be a big A, B, C. A, B, C. Now we're looking for an A, B, C, like that. So, and we're looking maybe not that low, but we're looking down here to the $50 range in that ballpark, $50 to $56 or something to that effect. So this looks like a corrective 5-wave structure. It's corrective 5 waves, and so I'm looking for this trend line. I'm going to get a bit of a bounce that would correlate with a bounce or a 3-wave in BTC, and then coming back down. Don't know how big that bounce is going to be. Probably going to come back to structure here, right in this ballpark, or right here. Probably only bounce up to about $79 to $81 in that ballpark, 79 to 81. So if it comes down to 65 and it bounces to 79, that's a fantastic bounce. Shoot, that's a $15 bounce. So that's a potential play coming. I don't know that that's a play, but that's a potential play I'm watching for. So be looking for the $65 range and this trend line. Watch for a bounce. That's a good location for a high probability long. Okay, because if price comes down here, okay, and you enter at the bottom here, okay, and it goes up, where's your stop loss? It's just right underneath of this. It's just right underneath of this, low enough to keep out of the way of a wick through it. So you got to be careful. It might wick through it. So be careful. Okay. All right. There's Litecoin as well. I'm not going to. The count is of this last wave is looking, almost finished the 3rd wave. This is really hard to count here, but I am looking for a potential short-term bounce right now. Somewhere around $69, going to get a short-term bounce most likely for a couple of dollars. Good for a scalp trade if you're a scalper. But here's basically the one wave. Okay, Looking to come down here about 68, 69 to finish the third wave. $68, 68.19 in that ballpark. So looking for a move down here to $68. Could get a move. What kind of move could we get off of that? Well, if I'm correct, if my hypothesis is correct, then we'd be looking at, I don't know, to 71. So 68 to $71, maybe 72. A bounce up to here to structure right here, 72 bucks. So that's not a bad little trade. 68 to 72 is $4. Trading margin, it's even better. But you know, $4 is $4, and why not? But just keep in mind it'll be short-term bounce. We're not looking long-term bounce, most likely there. That's my take on that. All right, Ethereum, last but not least, you can see I put the fibs on here. We've come down to the 1618. We've got a juicy target down here to the 2618 to finish out this third wave. We've got 1, 2, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. It may come down here. It may not come down here. 174 might be a good target, maybe. For the bottom of this third wave. This third wave could be finished, but if BTC is going down and LTC is going down, then most likely Ethereum is going to go down. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, going to get a little bit of a bounce and then a 4, and that would finish off a 5-wave structure there. And you can see that 5-wave structure kind of formed right there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how the 4-wave came up to the level of the 1. It's a corrective type structure. So where are we heading after that? Well, again, BTC is going to be getting a 3-wave bounce, and so will Ethereum. Ethereum's bounce most likely would be coming back up to structure. Let's take a peek and see where Ethereum might bounce if we look at this guy. Now, the other this is 5 waves potentially. Now, I could be wrong on that, guys. You got to always remember, Elliott wave is not subjective necessarily. It's just it is subjective depending on how you define it, but it's basically it's subject to my ability to apply the rules and to see the patterns. Okay, and so I'm pretty good at it, but I'm not always perfect at it. So understand, my mouse is having a hard time here. Let's see if I'm changing the battery right now. Let's see if that helps. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, there it is. Sorry about that. All right, so what do we got going on? Same thing as in Bitcoin here in Ethereum. This could be a 5-wave structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're finishing the 5th wave. And then we could have a huge bounce, okay? Not that big, but could be a huge rally. That's a potential. What else could it be? This could be A, B, C, A, B, C, and now we need to get an A, a B, and then a C, like that. So that could be what the zigzag we're looking for. So I'm not sure which. We're going to have to wait and see what the market gives us, okay? So understand that. So yeah, this is pretty confusing, but this is a two six excuse me. This comes down to the 1276. There it is. Extension here. Okay, so that looks like a finish. This didn't come up very high, but it could be a B wave, and now we need 3 waves for a C. So we're making the A wave right now, or the A wave is done and we're making the first wave of C, which I don't think that's likely. It's not as big as this is, and it seems like it needs to be a bit bigger. So I would think more likely we'd be coming down something. I don't know if you can see this structure right here, how we came down, came up, and then came down. I think we'll come up and come down like that, and then we're going up for a 3-wave structure like this, and then we'll be going down for 5 waves or something like that. So that's what I would be looking for, and that would be our final ABC to the downside. All right, that's what I'm watching for. To me, that's what the market is kind of showing us. That's what everybody's looking for as far as all the charts. That's what I'm looking for in all the charts. So that's the way I see it. So yeah, let's watch the I think it was 174 range for a bottom here, maybe. But it may not come that low, so be aware of that potential. Let me dig into this wave just so I do it justice here. Yeah, this looks like a 1 right there, 2, 1, 2. Or it's, dang, that's a really hard wave. 1, 2, 1, 2. This could be 1 right here, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5th. Yeah, this looks like a 1, 2, 3 to me, guys. Um, just a quick count of this particular wave. This looks like one, two, and this is one, two, three, four, and then the fifth wave is being made. Um, of that third wave, going to get a bounce and then one more wave to the downside. Looking for 174 to finish out. Watch this bottom here, 171. Watch that bottom range. Let's wick that off right here. Boom. Okay, you guys have a fantastic day. I hope that video was helpful to you. I hope you like the videos. Let me know in the comments. That would be fantastic. Otherwise, guys have a fantastic Wednesday. It is Wednesday. It's a dull, dreary, kind of rainy day for me, but hey, it's cleansing as well. We like liking this downside. That means cheaper prices for us. We're getting a discount. We love it. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye bye.